Hey there, friends! Are you ready for today's really big question? Our question today is, who shows us the way to heaven? Is it school, Google, TV, or Jesus? This one might be easy, but just to make sure, let's see what we can find out through another great lesson of God's Word. Let's dive in.
Come, let's sing Jesus, 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 let's sing an everyday children's way.
Hey there, friends! It's Friday, which means it's the last day of the week. But I hope you've had a wonderful, very blessed week all week long, especially since we're taking a walk through heaven and seeing so many wonderful things. We've talked about how we get to be in the very home where God lives, how heaven is the place where all of our boo-boos will finally be healed for our soul, that place where we find peace of our heart, of our mind, and of our entire being, and how we even get to see old friends again. How awesome is that? But one more thing we need to know about heaven is that when we look through the Bible, Jesus said, and we talked about this Monday, that He is the only way to make it to heaven. But did you know that Jesus opens up the invitation for heaven to more than just you and me? He opens up the invitation to everybody, but Jesus needs help. In fact, Jesus would say, even though everyone is invited, not everybody knows. In fact, not everybody knows how to make it to heaven. And that's where you might be able to help. You see, when Jesus came to earth and He shared with His disciples how to make it to heaven, He told them, I'm going to give you the gospel. And I want you to take this gospel and I want you to share the wonderful news with everyone around you. Now, why do you think we'd want to do that? Well, one thing, Jesus said we need to do it, but what's so important about it? Jesus also said that with the gospel, you can find the way to heaven. And not only find the way to heaven, you can know exactly what you need to do in order to make sure that you will definitely be in heaven for all eternity. What does that mean? Friends, if some people don't know about the gospel, Jesus asks you, will you share the gospel with others? Will you tell others about the wonderful news that God invites everybody to go to heaven? Well, what it takes is a lot of courage. It also takes a very, very deep love for other people. Not like loving your brother or sister per se, or mommy or daddy, but you love their very soul and you want them to be in heaven with you. God invites everybody, but not everybody knows. So how are you going to start sharing the gospel today? You know, Jesus gave one of the greatest lessons on how we can simply share the message with others. And He said, if you love your neighbor as yourself, then you can share the gospel with others. That means if you want to make it to heaven, friends, Jesus also says, love other people just as much as you love yourself. If you're willing to go to heaven and do whatever it takes, why not share that wonderful, life-saving message with others around you? If you need mommy and daddy to help, ask them for help, and they'll be more than happy to help you start sharing the gospel today. Now, friends, that's all the time that we have for this week. Let's go sing a very special song with a very special friend and answer our really big question for today. Let's go.
Sing Christian songs with Paul.
Thanks, E.T. Hey, kids, would you like to sing another Christian song? How about Jesus is the answer? Jesus is the answer, Jesus is love, Jesus is the way to live up above. Jesus, he is living. Jesus is light. Jesus is the way to know wrong from right. Jesus, he is God's son. Jesus, the way. Jesus, he is loving you every day. Great job, kids. We'll see you next time.
It's Friday, which means it's our final memory work time. Now, friends, you've worked really, really hard to memorize a piece of God's Word. Now, we're going to say it one time together today, and then I want you to share the wonderful news of how other people can walk in heaven with God. Now, our memory verse comes from the book of John, chapter 14, and verse 2. And if we know our books of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the fourth book of the New Testament. Now let's say our verse one time together, and then I want you to share the wonderful message with others around you. Are you ready to say the verse? 3, 2, 1, let's go. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Now, friends, take this wonderful verse and share it with everyone you know. Even share it with everyone you know, not just at church, but everywhere you go. And friends, if you do that, God will be very, very happy with you. Now, friends, let's go answer our final really big question for this week. Let's go. Are you ready for the answer for today's really big question? Our question today is, who shows us the way to heaven? Is it school, Google, TV, or Jesus? Let's get rid of these two. If you guessed Jesus, you're absolutely right. Great job listening, friends. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to God except by me. Great job, friends. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and until next time, see you later, friends.
Come, let's sing Jesus, 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 let's sing an everyday children's way.